I was originally going to comment on the RWBY Volume 9 trailer, but there's so little to talk about. It's not nothing, mind you, but aside from it appearing to be a more introspective season that I'm sure won't be surface level at all, there's really not much to talk about aside from the unnecessary disconnect from the main plot. So, I decided to simply explain to those who don't understand why I still watch this show despite my negative attitude towards it. After all, one of the most popular responses to any harsh criticism or negative takes of RWBY is the classic, "Don't like it, don't watch it," which might be valid if I only started the series recently, but I haven't, which leads me to my first reason. The sunken cost fallacy is when you invest heavily into something and stick with it, even if leaving it behind might be the best option. As someone who's been with this franchise since the Red trailer, I've invested over a decade of my time and energy into this series. Granted, this isn't the only reason I'm still here, but it's a large part of it. It's like sticking with Game of Thrones until the end after all of the tisms, or finishing the sequel trilogy after TLJ burned everything to the ground. As fans, we have a connection to the franchises we consume. And if that connection is strong enough, we'll put up with a lot of bullshit. I'm pretty sure this part is probably going to be taken out of context, but it's also content for the channel that does decently well. I'd still do it, even if it didn't do as well as it does, but it's certainly a big incentive to cover RWBY, especially now that I'm monetized. YouTube is a business after all, and there's nothing wrong with treating it as such. And trust me, if I was only doing this for the clicks and the attention and whatnot, my entire channel would only be RWBY, because most of you know not the infinite wealth of tism it commands, especially its cancerous fan base, which leads me to the third reason. It's just fun to criticize things for a lot of people. I know there's not a whole lot to explain on that, but it's true. There's something satisfying about picking apart a piece of media and explaining why it's bad. And I have a lot of fun picking apart RWBY despite how frustrating the show often is. And of course, regardless of what some of you might think, I still care about RWBY. If I didn't, I wouldn't make videos on it or talk about it in general. I still want it to improve, so the race to the end of the series would be good, even if the show as a whole wouldn't be. It wouldn't frustrate me as much as it does. I wouldn't spend time scripting, recording, and editing videos that are over 50 minutes if I didn't care and it was just doing it for the clicks. There it is. These are the main reasons why I still watch this show. Some may not be satisfied with that and even try and twist some of the things I've said, but that is the truth. I will continue to follow and review RWBY until it either ends, or it actually does manage to kill all interest I have. Before I go and get some milk for you all, I promise I'll be back, every single one of you needs to subscribe to Kaiser Shonen. He has some very good RWBY videos, very funny and well thought out. Do it, or I'll take away Brendan Fraser's award.